Prejudice. Wrote a song about it? Like to hear it? Here it goes. Free your mind.
You are listening to Brawls, Panties and Sports. This is Dizzie Mac, your boy, here with the first lady of sports talk, the one and only Cheryl Smith, joined by the always lovely Shimmy Shake Girls, and our panel. And our panel includes my man, my guy, Joe Midas Mind Miller.
What's up?
Yep. First lady, we're ready. You know the fans are ready. For what you saying? Over to you.
Each week, we try to figure out what is going on in the sports world. Not the plays of the week, more like the players of the week. Are they trying to tell us something? So we ask, what you saying? Fly, little birdie, fly. Time keeps on slipping into the future. Time keeps on slipping into the future. So I want to fly like an eagle to the sea. Fly like an eagle, let the spirit carry me. I want to fly right into the future. The little birdie known as Tom Brady wishes he could fly far away from questions being asked about his relationship with his BFF, Donald Trump. Apparently, Tom Terrific wore a campaign hat for the Donald boldly and proudly until a reporter asked him to comment about his buddy. Some feel the question was out of bounds, given this was a sports interview, but Tom Terrific looked a lot more like Tiny Tim, wiggling out of giving a straight response. Is Tom considering a position in Donald's administration? Does Tom have a better haircut than the Donald? Muhammad Ali, Michael Jordan, Steve Nash, John McKay, and the Steve Miller Band are asking, what you saying? Well, let's get to the bottom of this. Initially, the New York Daily News reported on their December 16th front cover, Brady has no balls. That was the cover story. And in response to a radio interview on Tuesday, but he just would not denounce Donald Trump. Instead, he said, quote, Donald is a good friend of mine. I have known him for a long time. I support all of my friends. This is what I have to say. Well, at the Patriots press conference on, that same day, this is when that reporter kept questioning Tom Brady about the headline, and then he asked him another question. Of course, Tom Terrific became Tom the Terrible and just abruptly ended the press conference. Yeah, it was out of lines of the reporter to ask that question, but also it was a fair question because, let's face it, Donald Trump, the Donald, is definitely in the news for all the controversy he had to stay and his stance on not allowing non-American Muslims in the United States. So Tom really needed to answer those questions because obviously he's a staunch supporter of the Donald. Why would you wear that hat with his slogan, Make America Great Again, unless you really support it? And he said he supports Donald Trump. But he needed to answer those questions. But I understand why he wouldn't answer the questions because it is about football. And, it is kind of unfair also that, most football players don't have to bring their political point of view into an interview. But, Tom Brady was squiggling and he was very anxious and did not want to answer those questions. So, usually the last time we saw Tom like that was doing Deflategate. But I can understand, it's hard being friends with Donald Trump these days. Really hard being friends with him. And I don't think Tom is considering a position in his administration because Tom still believes he can play a lot of football. And to me, anybody's haircut is better than Donald Trump's come over. It's comb over. Not come over. It's comb over.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, everybody get it right the first time, First Lady.
Yeah.
But anyway, Dizzie Mac, I know it's not, Tom Brady, he just didn't want to answer those questions. I mean, there's times when you just don't want to answer questions about your friends. So, what did you think about Brady being elusive?
Oh, well, he's got to. I mean, he was more elusive there than he's ever been on the field. He showed quick moves, quick reflexes. Yes. Tom knew the heat was on. He was being bird dogged by a reporter who wanted to get Tom to admit, but Tom wasn't having it. Tom said, "It's over. This news conference is over. Let me just exit stage. Let me just exit the pocket, stage left." And he did, because he knew he did not want to have that be a distraction for his team. They had just got back in control of the top spot in the AFC. So no, you don't want to have anything disrupt that. So no, Tom did the right thing. I mean, yeah, he is wearing Donald Trump's hat with the slogan on it, but he knew for the betterment of his 2015 season that, hey, he needed to just exit stage left and just escape. Escape. Good move, Tom.
Good move. All right, Joe. I know you're into politics. Obviously, Tom Brady didn't want to talk politics with that reporter. What did you think about it?
Cheryl, look at this situation. It's very, very odd because Tom Brady said that he had been a friend of Donald Trump's for many years. So if we count that many years as more than 8, maybe even 10 years, Tom Brady's already a guy there. And he and his wife make a lot of money together. In fact, his wife makes more. After football is over, he probably wants to make some money with the Trumpster. He had no idea this guy was going to start asking for birth certificates, talk about shutting down the internet, or maybe even tomorrow using aliens to stop ISIS. We don't know. But whatever it is, he says it with confidence and he brands it and he makes New York money on skyscrapers. Tom still wants a part of that, and he has been a friend for a long time. But Donald's a good businessman. He probably made a deal early on. Can I get you to wear a couple of my hats? Will you support me? Are you really my friend? And Tom said, yeah. And Tom got caught between a rock and a hard place. And Tom's sitting there trying to answer questions on football, and somebody is asking him about his money-making friend, the fool with his hair on fire, and Tom is stuck. And I feel bad for Tom. And I feel good for Tom to be elusive enough to get out of the way, because he needs to make that money when football is over. But he does not need to be tied to Donald Trump's craziness. Good move.
No.
The move of the quarterback.
Yeah, he had to do what he had to do.
Yeah, I hear you, Joe.
The only thing that I did catch the interview, and it's like this. Every athlete in sports knows when they're in front of the camera, endorsements and promotions is on. That's how come they had the little Nike logos prominent.
That's right.
That's how come they had the Reebok logos prominent, the Under Armour. You notice on the stage, that stage right, there's a what? Gillette emblem. Wonder who owns that company. And you go to the interview with with a campaign hat on your head, not a Patriots cap, not an NFL cap, not even an Uggs cap. Do they make caps? But you go there specifically with a campaign cap. Now, that's called, you asked for it. The reporter wouldn't ask the question if you didn't have a campaign hat on. And why are you wearing a campaign hat at a, quote, sports interview? I'm starting to wonder about Tom. I think he done took too many hits upside the noggin. Now, I'm with Joe. Joe, I'm with you. Now, look, Donald Trump, I know Donald. Look, my friend, old school and spit face, they trying to work with you, bro. They trying to get you a free black identity card, which will give you a pass in the black community, and, we'll just all wink. Now, it'll cost you. But old school and spit face, the three amigos for Donald Trump. They ready to work with you now. So you know, and by the way, old Grumpy voted for Lincoln.
Let me
back
say
to you,
this,
Cheryl.
Ronnie.
Go ahead, Joe. You wanted to say something?
I was just listening to what Ronnie was saying, and I remember reading an article about a month ago, and Trump made it clear that the blacks love him. Yes.
Right. We right. Spit face and old school is on the job.
Yeah, okay.
$20 million. $20 million, Donald. $20 million.
Donald. Okay. Over to you, Dizzie Mac.
Hey, thank you, First Lady. Don't call it a comeback. I've been here for years, rocking my peers, putting suckers in fear, making the tears rain down like a monsoon. Listen to the bass go boom, explosion, overpower, over the competition. I'm towering, wrecking shop. I drop these lyrics that'll make you call the cops. Don't you dare stare. You better move. Don't ever compare me to the rest of it. I'll get you sliced and diced. Competition paying the price. I'm gonna knock you out, huh? Mama said knock you out, huh? Well, we're not talking about Vladimir Klitschko, the Manasseh Mahler, Jack Dempsey, George Foreman, or Archie the Mongoose Moore. We're talking about the knockout punch landed by Conor McGregor on Jose Aldo. Man! Oh, man. 13 seconds. Jose came in with a vengeance for about 0.3 of a second before Conor connected and commenced to whooping that ass. Is Conor about to be the $10 million man of the UFC? When Conor loses,
that's $100 million, man.
Will Conor be the $100 million man? I was just trying to, make sure he didn't whoop my ass, but take another 90. When Conor loses, will it be ugly? Should the Cowboys hire Conor next season to bring a little kick-ass to their operation?
Easy.
Hey, well, they need a little something. Bruce Lee, Roberto Hands of Stone, Duran, Larry, the Eastern Assassin Holmes, and the Ultimate Warrior asking, what you saying? Man, Conor McGregor, I watched it, all 13 seconds of it. And when you time a punch with the speed and accuracy like him, Conor McGregor got hit. Aldo actually hit him with the punch as he was falling unconscious to the mat. Put it like this. They started throwing left hooks at the same time. Conor's landed quicker, more explosive, and Aldo woke up saying, where am I at? What happened? Who knocked me out? It was Conor McGregor. He was up on the fence in the octagon. Those Irish fans were going crazy. He beat Ronda Rousey's record for the quickest UFC knockout. And one punch. Aldo wasn't even credited with the that's all it took. 13 seconds. First Lady, he was out of there, starched. I'm telling you. The Cowboys could use him. The Bears could use him. The Tin Man can use him. Conor McGregor will be making money. He is talking about going up in weight and holding multiple championship belts at the UFC. It's kind of hard to say no when he's your main money maker, and he will command the money. He possibly could be the $100 million man, like Ronnie B said. I believe he has a chance. Midas Mind, can the Cowboys use a 13-second knockout artist on their team?
If he can catch a pass, we'll take it.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, though, Dizzie Mac. I looked at the weigh-in for that fight. I looked at Conor McGregor's previous fights. And this guy is a real personality. He's wild. He's got a wild look in his eyes. He's very aggressive. in the octagon. I mean, he is what a fight fan comes to see. But I noticed something in the fight with Jose Aldo, because I'd had so many people tell me that Jose Aldo he's really the real deal. He's been so many fights, only one loss, and he's Jose Aldo. At the weigh-in, I saw something that I only remember seeing when I was seeing either Muhammad Ali as a little kid or Mike Tyson later in life generate, and that is fear, real fear from the opponent prior to the fight. And it looked to me like Jose Aldo was knocked out at the weigh-in. And when I paid my money and got them 13 seconds, when I paid my money and got them 13 seconds, I realized the best part of that fight was the weigh-in, where Jose Aldo is standing there trying to pose as if he's going to fight Conor McGregor. And Conor McGregor is down on the floor with one leg forward like, I'm about to do some funky Bruce Lee stuff to you that's going to blow your mind. Yeah! You know what? It was just really crazy. And prior to the fight starting, remember, McGregor was in the same stance, rocking back and forth and looking like, I got to let my demon free. I got to let my demon free. And you know what? 13 seconds later, the demon was back inside hiding. And Jose Aldo was fast asleep. Off a punch that was well-timed, Dizzie Mac, but didn't look like he could bust a grape. Now, I want some answers. Either Dana White paid to make this man a superstar, or Jose Aldo was scared of this man from the beginning. What's really happening? Did I really buy that pay-per-view? Am I going to lose my title as Midas Mind for this kind of ignorance? Yeah. Cheryl, help me out.
Well, I don't know if he's going to lose his title, but, McGregor definitely is one of the bright spots in UFC boxing. And, he could make a lot of money. Yeah, he probably more than likely will be $100 millionaire, make that money. He's very charismatic, like Joe was saying. He has a lot of personality. He definitely is the Muhammad Ali of the UFC, always talking smack. Got a big mouth and everything. Marketable. Unlike Floyd Mayweather. Now, Floyd Mayweather makes all his money in the ring. Because Floyd Mayweather, if you think about it, he doesn't get any endorsements. I don't remember too many endorsements that Floyd Mayweather has. But McGregor definitely can come up with a lot of endorsements because of the fact that he is very marketable. And also, he's looking to get into Hollywood. He's in talks to appear in a Vin Diesel movie, the next, the XX movie. And Mark Wahlberg wants to work with him. Mark Wahlberg is working with Ronda Rousey in the movie. And so now he really wants to consider working with McGregor. So that's additional monies that he can make. And, McGregor is on the cover of the next EA Sports for the UFC with Ronda Rousey. So the man is making money. So, yeah, he's going to make that $100 million. Definitely will make it. And another thing, he's becoming like Floyd Mayweather, too, because he just recently posted a picture of him buying a $500,000 Rolls Royce Phantom. So he knows how to spend the money, too. So he better make $100 million. And he's spending $500,000 on a car. But the one thing, I just hope he does like Ronda Rousey if he eventually loses the match, because yes, it will be very ugly. And as far as the Cowboys, look, the Cowboys don't need to hire this man. The Cowboys need to fire their coach and get a young new quarterback. That's what they That's what they need to do.
That's what they need. Hey, First Lady, you may be right. And on that note, take us to break.
The first two listeners to email us or send a shout-out why the boxers mentioned are grouped together will receive a $25 card from our friends at sportsacademy.com and an additional $25 gift card from our partners at nflshop.com. Here's your hint. It has something to do with belts. Stay tuned.
Actually, I apologize, First Lady. We gave them the wrong hint.
Oh, we did. Okay.
Yeah. The hint is Being elite with people, with boxers who do the same, who have done the same thing.
All right. Okay, so we'll see if you can answer those questions with that hint. Stay tuned. Coming up next, we have a performance from Free Mason Jar on the first part of Shout Out.
Free Mr. Vine. What they got in that Mason jar?
Donald Trump, too.
Yeah, pay someone to give me coaching when what I need is to make more money. Let's get real. You are already making money if you can afford to pay a so-called coach to get you to the next level. Heard the old saying, those who can do, those who can't coach. Seems like a whole bunch of so-called life or business coaches do nothing but sell the need for coaching. I was more than skeptical when it came to paying a coach to help me make more money in my business. The success coaching from Garrison Wynn is about fulfilling desires now, not later, which blew me away. Week 1, I am critical, suspicious, skeptical, and disagreeable. Garrison trains us on seeing what is hidden from our view. Week 2, I am beginning to pinpoint the exact actions I take when making the moves critical to growing my business that are keeping it from growing wildly. I am less skeptical, critical, and suspicious. Garrison trains us how to put the past in the past and bring completion to decisions that are impacting our present and future effectiveness. Week 3, my company doubled its sales income and I made a lot more money, a lot more. I want more coaching. The success coaching from Garrison is fulfilling desires now, not later. Is it time for you or your business to fulfill your desires now? Contact Garrison at Wynn, WYNN Solutions.com.
The music flows in from around the globe to get a shout out from the panel. First Lady, I can't wait to hear the music from Free Mason Jar. Over to you.
We feature new independent artists who are looking to find their shining star. If we like what we hear, we'll give the track a shout out. If we don't like it, we hit the mute. This morning we have Free Mason Jars out of Portland, Oregon with their album Wild Supplies. All right, DJ, let's hear.
In the mirror's cloudy vision, misguided message, more division. A promissory note is a false religion. The only ownership is our own decision. We only here for so long. Puppet strings dance from behind the curtain to take away your soul, turn you into a person. Much is foreseen, nothing is certain. You might have a job, but are you really working? We only here for so long. To eat up the seed we have sown. Keep your alarm clock on. if we woke up to no more stuff? Nothing to possess and nothing to clutch. Where do you turn when times get tough? When do you decide that enough is enough? We only here for so long. Can't eat up the seed we have sown. Keep your alarm clock on. We sit in the car before the
They say they want to change the world. They say they want to save the planet. They say they want a violence-free world. They want their news to pop up on their phone. They want peace. They want their enemies bleeding. They don't want to hear so many sad stories. Yet, they want to hear what happened. They want to chat, earn, spend, calculate, consume, gossip, transfer files, attachments, compress life in seconds. They want less commercials and more products, more shows, less content. They always want more sugar, less they bathe in salt. They want to change your thinking, your user experience. They want you to get in line, toe the line, play the game, watch the game, beat the game. They want an app for that, and it's apropos. They want to charge you for what's already yours. And they still want to pay for it. Water, air, land, thoughts, consciousness. They was never the issue, never the problem. See, we are they, and they are we. Evil is merely an abuse of power. Consent, compliance, and complicity are what feeds that power. They are not the problem. Just a habitual, constant, omnipresent, insatiable want. Continental inertia. Clearance said, everything must go.
Okay. Everything must go. All right, let's go to the panel. Dizzie Mac, what did you think of Freemason jar with seeds?
Is it Coast Clear? I mean, it's Coast Clear because me and the Shimmy Shake Girls are backstage. Yes, we have to scurry up out of here because everything must go, including Freemason jar. That's all.
All right, Ronnie B.
We're
the mute button.
We're hiding under the rug.
You're hiding under the rug. Okay, Ronnie B., what did you think of seeds?
It kind of took me back to some old Pharoah Sanders, and coming from a hip place, I could kind of. I was ready to go. I was ready to go get me a drink and get my illegal drug on. I was gonna get my dashiki. I was ready to. I'm power to the people. I'm gonna give it a shout out. I'm gonna give it a shout out.
You gonna shout it out? Okay, Joe.
Yeah, I had fun with it. I had fun with it. I had fun with it. I'm giving it a shout out.
All right, Joe. What did you think of seeds?
First lady, I love art and I love lyrical content, and I got my black fist in the air, and I heard Gil Scott Heron. And all. Look, that man talking about people controlling the paper money and, puppet strings from behind it. Our leaders really ain't our leaders, and he talking a whole bunch of stuff that I agree with all of it. Shout it out. Come on back with some more of it.
You got to shout it out. Well, I'm going to yo it. Because in the beginning I didn't understand what they were saying. It seemed like they had the mute button on because I couldn't understand a word he was saying. But then you're right. It did sound like a Gil Scott Heron. That's exactly how I would liken that song too. But I wasn't impressed, but I'm going to yo it. I'm not going to say it wasn't bad, but I'm just going to give it a yo. All right. On part 2 of Shadow, we'll have another performance from Freemason Jar. Is that the sound of my favorite underwater friend? Is it time for Flip It?
It's time for Flip It, where our hosts defend a point and then flip the script and defend the opposing view. The New York Giants football team, playing in the hapless NFL East, have a chance to make the playoffs if they beat the Panthers. It could be Odell versus Josh. Who will prevail? We ask the panel to defend. Josh Norman is truly a shutdown cornerback, and his island is bigger than Darrelle Revis. Sadly, Odell will be his next victim and be shut down. Dizzie Mac defends.
Odell Beckham Jr., watch out. Watch out. Josh Norman is coming for you. He is shut down. All the receivers he's gone against that have been considered the top young guns. Man, just look what he did to DeAndre Hopkins of the Texans. I mean, he shut him down. Had DeAndre Hopkins throwing shade at him this week. Oh, he's a good cover 3 corner. Bump that. He shut you down with a top on you. Yeah. Odell Beckham is coming. He's coming. Eli's going to be going to him. But watch, as Josh Norman will play Odell Beckham very physical at the line of scrimmage. He's going to hit him. He's going to bump him. He's going to run with him. You're not going to see Odell in the end zone. And he's going to have Odell Beckham Jr. on the island. Like Robinson Caruso, just sitting there waiting for somebody to come rescue him. And that rescue is going to come in the form of the final gun. It's going to be over. Yeah, I'm telling you, Josh Norman is the new shutdown corner. Norman Island. Oh, there will be his next victim. Friday.
Okay, all right. The Midas Mind.
Ronnie B, let me give you a quick understanding of what Josh Norman has done out here. In the first 4 or 5 games, he came out with 4 picks, and 2 of them he took back to the house. So he didn't just take it away. He took it away and then made you pay. You know, that's the kind of stuff we saw out of Deion Sanders as a rookie. That's the kind of stuff we might have saw out of Revis, you know, as a youngster. But for this man to come out and do it, and you know what? He's brash in a respectful kind of way. He's just kind of smiling and going through. I can remember when they came into Texas and smashed Dallas. We were so happy to have Dez Bryant back. And that man was up in Dez Bryant's face like a face mask, like a mouthpiece, putting hands on him in that first 5 yards and trailing him all the way through. Now, I don't know whether or not Dez's foot was still hurt. I don't know that. But I know what? It was something up in Dez's shirt that wasn't shoulder pad. It was Josh Norman. And that's a problem, because this is a guy that if you're coming out of college just doing it like this, what are you going to grow into? And now Odell Beckham, who has been running wild for 2 years, is going to run up on our new Deion. and it's going to be one match to see. But Josh Norman has the rest of the Carolina defense out there. So it takes a little longer than you needed to for a route to be completed before there's pressure already on Eli. So this is making Josh Norman's job a little easier. And Josh is out talking noise already. Josh is saying Odell wore Joker cleats last game. And you know they call me the Batman. So, like I said, he's brash in a respectful way, and he's looking to show Odell something other than blonde dye for the top of his curly head.
Well, a man who knoweth what he speaketh, the Midas Mind, First Lady.
You know, Josh Norman and Odell Beckham are the best in the business of what they do. Josh is a great defensive player, and Odell is a great offensive player. Regardless if you're playing baseball, basketball, or football, the old adage is great defense will stop great offense. And this Sunday will be no different, as Josh Norman will show that his great defense will shut down Odell Beckham's great offense. Josh is a stud that can shut you down, and he has done this against some of the best receivers in the NFL this season. Now, as Joe said, he had 4 interceptions, 2 being pick six, but more importantly, he has held DeAndre Hopkins, Mike Evans, T.Y. Hilton, Dez Bryant, Julio Jones to a combined 9 receptions for 89 yards. Oh my God. Josh has taken defense to another level. This is why the Carolina Panthers are undefeated. Josh Norman will bend Beckham.
Will bend Beckham. All right, you heard the defense, but you know this is flippant. We can't just make it seem like that's their real point of view. We ask the panel to defend. Josh is great, but great players play great in great games. And Odell, we be doing his touchdown dances on Josh. Dizzie Mac defend.
Man, Josh is great. But, man, have you seen Odell Beckham? Man, we first saw a glimpse of it last year with the one-handed catch against the Cowboys. And he's going to be...
Snicker.
He's going to be making Josh Norman look like toast. He's going to burn him. He's going to burn him big. The offense is so sophisticated. You're not going to be able to keep up with how Beckham is going to be able to bend it, cut it off, go deep. He's going to be able to catch it in traffic. And Josh Norman will go through what any other shutdown corner has gone through. A nemesis, the one receiver who can get off against him. Yeah, Odell Beckham will be doing this touchdown dance. Him and Eli had that chemistry. Josh Norman is going to look off and try to look into the backfield, and Beckham is going to be streaking behind him, doing that dance. Yeah, I see Beckham having a big day, going over 100 yards. Josh Norman ain't going to be doing nothing. He's not going to be taking nothing back to the house but his ego.
Well, you heard the defense from Dizzie Mac, but Midas Mind, your thoughts?
Ronnie B, Odell Beckham only played 12 games last year. In those 12 games, he hung 1,300 yards and 12 touchdowns. The New York Giants were no great team last year either. And they're pretty much what they were last year this year, except Odell has a whole season. Now, the league had a year to prepare for Odell Beckham after he made the catch. Everybody's hair stood on end, and they realized we got to double this guy. We got to have somebody underneath over the top and sideways. If we got somebody standing on the sideline, if he's running the 9 route, if you can get your foot out there and trip him on the way downfield, that's good. Let me tell you what the real problem is. We love Josh Norman. We love Josh Norman for his personality. We love him for his brashness. But if Carolina wasn't undefeated, we wouldn't know who this dude is. Really? Stop Odell Beckham? Oh, no. It's not going to happen. Batman versus Joker or not, the joke's on Josh because Josh ain't really played no real receivers other than Julio Jones. You see, Dez Bryant has been hurt. If Josh Norman shut Dez Bryant down, every team we played this year must have a Josh Norman. Not a qualified shutdown. Nope. One qualified shutdown this year. Last week, you were lined up against Julio, who, by the way, caught 7 out of 10 targets for almost 100 yards. Uh-oh. That couldn't be a chink in the armor, because if Julio found it, Odell will exploit it. Hopefully, for Josh Norman, he'll get so much pass rush, Eli won't be able to throw it. But remember, 7 out of 10 for Julio. And we all know that Matt Ryan is throwing cotton balls. It's hard to zip that in. If Eli can throw better than a cotton ball, he's in for a torching this weekend. Look out. Odell Beckham's hair is on fire.
All right, you heard the defense from the Midas Mind, but we know the First Lady has the last say.
Panthers coach Ron Rivera compared Odell Beckham to Jerry Rice. I can't remember the last receiver given that honor being compared to the legendary Jerry Rice. So you know this man is great, and he's only 23 years old in his second season. He has the most receptions in the first 2 seasons. He has 176, and he's still counting. And so far this season, he has 85 catches for 1,320 yards and 12 touchdowns. He has these numbers when everyone knows he is Eli Manning's main target. His last game against the Dolphins, he had 7 catches, 166 yards, and 2 touchdowns, and he wasn't feeling well. He had the flu. The last time he had a mediocre game was against the Cowboys on October 25th. But however, since then, he has 6 straight 100-yard games. He has 100-plus yards receiving 15 times in his first 25 games. I mean, come on now. Odell has been able to elude every defensive player to score a touchdown. So I don't even understand how we think Josh is going to stop Odell Beckham. I mean, come on. Gosh darn it. If water is splashing on Josh, it must be Odell Beckham's sweat as he sprints past him for a touchdown. Not once, but twice.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you heard the first part of Flip It for this week, First Lady. Please take us to break.
Stay tuned. Coming up next, the funnies and our favorite underwater friend on Flip It Part 2.
Yeah. Pay someone to give me coaching when what I need is to make more money. Let's get real. You are already making money if you can afford to pay a so-called coach to get you to the next level. Ever hear the old saying, those who can, do. Those who can't, coach. Seems like a whole bunch of so-called life or business coaches do nothing but sell the need for coaching. I was more than skeptical when it came to paying a coach to help me make more money in my business. Margaret Bassant's Elegant Coaching is about fulfilling desires now, not later, which blew me away. Week 1, I am critical, suspicious, skeptical, and disagreeable. Margaret trains us on seeing what is hidden from our view. Week 2, I am beginning to pinpoint the exact actions I take when making the moves critical to growing my business that are keeping it from growing wildly. I am less skeptical, critical, and suspicious. Margaret trains us how to put the past in the past and bring completion to decisions that are impacting our present and future effectiveness. Week 3, my company doubled its sales income and I made a lot more money, a lot more. I want more coaching. Margaret Passant's Elegant Coaching, fulfilling desires now, not later.
Welcome back. You are listening to Bras, Panties and Sports. It's time for the funnies. All right, Dizzie Mac, over to you.
Thank you, First Lady. Now, First Lady, we finally have our 37th very young need to grow story of the season. Very young.
Very young.
12-year-old with 20 prior arrests steals 89-year-old's car.
What? 12-year-old with 20 prior arrests?
20 prior arrests?
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Bad boy. Man, that's worse than my cousin.
Hey, young need to grow. Young need to grow. A 12-year-old Florida boy with a long rap sheet was arrested again after stealing a car in St. Petersburg, Florida. The boy approached Raymond Rafferty, 89, at a Chevron gas station and is seen talking to Rafferty on surveillance footage before speeding off with his car. The boy approached Rafferty on his bike, claiming that a tire on the passenger side was low on air, and when he exited the vehicle to check, the boy jumped in the driver's seat and sped off. I get over to the other side, and within 2 seconds, he was off the bike, in the car, and took off screeching. I was astonished. It just blew my mind that a kid that age will pull something like that in broad daylight. When police were able to apprehend the boy, they were less surprised by his actions as he had been arrested over 20 times since the age of 9. Police say no one was hurt, but Rafferty's car was damaged during the incident. Man, that's a young need to grow. St. Petersburg,
like he needs to be locked up.
Oh, God.
Hey, now, you know what? Let me tell you something. I believe in our children, but come on now. 20 times, it seems like he's on the path to destruction. Come on.
First Lady, it sounds to me that the very young need to grow. Is crying out that someone needs to train him how to make real money. So I propose that Donald Trump grant the Midas Mind $1 million to turn.
Yeah.
Now, we are trying to help the Donald. We can't do nothing about that hair because only God can step in there because it's too dangerous. But we are prepared, Donald, to get you with people. And that was old school Spiff. Just wanted to let me know. Power to the people.
Well, you know, I'm naked, and Donald could grab me a belt, and we can see if that'll work. All right, guys, darn it, if water is splashing on us, it must be time for our favorite underwater friend. It's time for Flip It.
All right, time for Flip It, where our host defend a point and then flip the script and defend the opposing view. Houston. Beep, beep, beep. We have a problem, and it's called the Rockets. After going to the conference championships last year, they now look questionable to even make the playoffs. Some wonder if it was a wise move to get rid of Kevin McHale. Panel defend. Kevin McHale was never the problem. Players need to look at themselves, especially Dwight Howard, as Dizzie Mac so affectionately loves to call Dwight Howard. The Rockets would have gotten back on track with McHale. Bad move. Dizzie Mac defend.
Man, Kevin McHale was never the problem. Houston, we do have a problem. The players, especially D-Light Howard, he's looking lifeless. A lot of games so far this year, he's taken under 10 shots. He's supposed to have been the big man. They paid him the big money. He's the big man in town. But, man, shoot, you got people in Houston that can sit lean and still play better than D-Light Howard still playing.
Whoa.
I'm telling you. But see, Joe, First Lady, I'm looking at it from this angle about D-Light. D-Light's mad. He's mad. He's stewing. He's looking at James Harden like a player hater. You know why he's hating on James Harden? Oh, I can tell by the stunned silence.
Come on.
He wanted Khloe Kardashian.
Oh!
Khloe Kardashian. And that's why he's been playing so crazy. James Harden got it. James Harden, he got the beard. Dwight Howard can't grow a beard. He can't shoot left-handed. He can't even shoot right-handed. And he doesn't have a woman. When have you seen Dwight Howard, D-Light Howard, with the woman?
Well, he sure got a lot of children.
Yeah, because, again, that's all he's good for.
Whoa. Did you call that man a buck?
Hey, paying somebody's child support. That's what he's good for. Yeah. It wasn't Kevin McHale's problem that D-Light Howard couldn't keep it in his pants. No. D-Light Howard is the problem. And he got Kevin McHale fired, just like he got Stan Van Gundy fired. Yeah. It wasn't a wise move. I'm telling you. Bad move. They could have got, and hey, here it is, a top 50 player. When have you seen Dwight Howard make any moves like Kevin McHale? Or they even bought in the dream, Akeem Olajuwon. When have you seen Dwight Howard make any post moves? Yeah. He's getting posted up. Bad move.
You heard the defense from the Dizzie Mac. Midas Mind. Bad move getting rid of Kevin McHale. Defend.
Well, Ronnie, I tell you, I looked at Kevin McHale's record since 2011, and of course he only got through 11 games here in 2015, and he had a higher winning percentage in the regular season than Rick Adelman, and a higher percentage so far up to now than Bickerstaff. And it does make you wonder, why would you just get rid of this man? Everybody forever has, been heavy on Kevin McHale for getting rid of Camby. But the real problem is that coaches don't get to play on the court. And so in whatever combination, you're having to send four people out there with Dwight Howard. And Dwight Howard doesn't really care. If he cared, you would see Dwight Howard be more physical. You would see the Dwight Howard you thought you were going to see in the first 2 years of his career. And he might actually have an S on his chest and be capable of getting away with wearing a prop cape. James Harden would have some help. And everybody else on the floor would be able to spread because the defense that we saw glimpses of would not be missing. But now, just in the terms that Dizzie Mac told you, the man is nothing more than a buck. He just produces kids, brand new ones that he can pay for. And again, that's not Kevin McHale's fault. He needs to focus more on the court, and changing Kevin McHale is not going to change the character of the center that you paying major bucks to. Bad move.
Sean Kemp. First Lady defend.
Leave them strippers alone.
Bad move getting rid of Kevin McHale.
McHale wasn't the problem. Houston has a problem, Dwight Howard and James Harden. Dwight was playing like D-Light because he's always injured and he was not a consistent, dominant, low-post scorer. He is complaining that he's not getting enough touches, but he has not worked on his low-post game. Dwight had access to two of the best low-post players in the history of the NBA, Kevin McHale and Hakeem Olajuwon, and he still cannot develop a post game other than dunking the ball. Now, James Harden, he couldn't mess with Ty Lawson. The purpose of Lawson coming to Houston was to assist with the ball handling. Unfortunately, when Ty has the ball, Harden just watches the same way he watches on defense as other guards score on him consistently. When your two best players are not playing well, this is why they are under 500. It's not about McHale. It's about these players not playing as superstars.
All right, you heard the defense, but this is Flip It. We will see where the blame lies. Panel defend. Kevin McHale needed to go, and his departure shows how badly he screwed up this team. Dizzie Mac, defend.
Kevin McHale needed to go. He had to go. You cannot have two of the best players in the league on the same team and underachieve like you underachieve. You said you needed a point guard to make it go. But, hey, you didn't go nowhere. You wouldn't see Larry Bird accept this kind of nonsense in Indiana. He would go down to the court and get in Paul George's face. He would get in his player's face. Hey, I can still do it. What's the matter with you? I am a proponent for the old school. Because, hey, we have gotten it done. We know how to get it done. We're not just sitting up there watching somebody Euro step, take 2-3 steps back. We're not watching somebody that just has James Harden be traveling. And we don't watch just somebody that just has a dunk game. Even Will Chamberlain was able to get his game all the way rounded, rebound, assist, especially when he's playing with great players. You couldn't tell Dwight Howard to block 4 or 5 shots a game, get 20 rebounds a game. Oh, no. You're too cool. You were too cool, Kevin McHale. You were too cool. You were too cool with the players. You have to be in their face. That's how you develop Kevin Garnett, the big ticket. That's why he was the big ticket, not the big delight, because you were able to develop him. He had a low post game. He had footwork. The only footwork Dwight Howard has is running to the bedroom, dealing with them strippers. Leave them strippers alone. No, Kevin McHale had to go. He had run his course, and he had ran the team up on the rocks. Houston had a problem, and it was Kevin McHale, and he was destined to get launched. But he was.
All right, you heard the defense from Dizzie Mac with his Fred Biletnikoff bearskin rug, but Midas Mind.
Well, it's obvious. Kevin McHale had 3 solid seasons, and then the beginning of a 4th season that was the same kind of slowed down mediocrity. This man couldn't motivate biscuits to rise in a hot oven. It is crazy. People are coming into the Houston Rockets with talent, being watered down before they can get on the court good the first time. It's ridiculous. The only one on the team left with the testosterone to travel and draw a fake foul is James Harden. That'll tell you there's one guy on the team who was not listening to Kevin McHale. Everybody else is in their recliners, listening to him draw up stuff on the board. For what? For nothing. Harden got him a little bit excited last year, and Kevin McHale was just standing there on the sideline like Mike Brown driving a bus. And then when they didn't go anywhere, everybody in Houston act like they were shocked that they weren't going to start off this year gangbusters, ready to change what has always been the norm in Houston since Akeem the Dream retired. This is really odd. And I'm wondering whether or not Houston Rockets ownership and managers really care, because why did they wait so long? As soon as they got knocked out of the conference finals last year, they had to make a statement that was going to wake up everybody, including D. Light Howard. In other words, if y'all don't go all the way, you got to go. We got to dog you out. We got to thump you down. We got to do something to wake this up, because we sitting on biscuits that look like they ain't got no leaven in them. And we know they got the bread. We know they got the talent. They've always had the talent. Why aren't they performing? It's the coach. Somebody's head got to roll. Kevin McHale was the right guy. Keep him moving.
All right. Okay, but great defense from the Midas Mind. But First Lady, the final word.
Kevin McHale was coaching a nightmare season, and the team was not responding to his coaching. He was trying to make them a defensive team, but that is not who they are. McHale no longer could rally the troops to be on the same page. The team was bickering among themselves, and particularly the team felt James Harden was not playing hard, and this was spearheaded by McHale. The team was not coachable under McHale. However, under J.B. Bickerstaff, the team is responding. He has a better relationship with the players, and he's able to coach the players because of the respect for him. He is very direct. He informed Lawson that he would come off the bench, and he also told James Harden that he will be pushed to play better defense. Now, J.B. record is in 16 games is 9 wins and 7 losses, which is not spectacular. But the team is showing signs of progress, and the team has better camaraderie, which is more than what Kevin McHale had them playing. So McHale had to go, and I think Houston still has the problem, but guess what? They're a little bit better off now with JB instead of Kevin McHale.
Houston still has a problem. But First Lady, we have no problems here on Bras, Panties and Sports. Please take us to break.
On the other side of the break, we have another performance from Free Mason Jar on Shout Out. Please stay tuned.
Where's my styrofoam cup at?
Let me ask you a question. Are you getting enough? I bet you'd love more, right? Well, AdamandEve.com wants to give you more with 10 free gifts. First, you'll get a sexy surprise for her. Second, a specially selected toy for him. And third, a little something we know you'll both enjoy. Plus, you'll get 6 full-length adult movies on DVD. And number 10, free shipping on your entire order. So what do you have to do to get your 10 free gifts? It's not hard. Just go to AdamandEve.com and select any one item. It could be an adventurous new toy, sexy piece of lingerie, or anything you desire. Just enter offer code FREE61 at checkout, and you'll get all 10 free gifts. Go check out AdamandEve.com today. Select one item and get 10 free gifts, including free shipping, when you enter offer code FREE61. That's FREE61 at AdamandEve.com.
You are listening to Bras, Panties and Sports. It's time for Shout Out Part 2, the picks and stuff on the The music flows from around the globe to get a shout out from the First Lady and us, the crew. First Lady, over to you.
All right, we have another performance from Free Mason Jar. Okay, let's hear Dry Cleaning.
Invisible minutes up under my feet. Didn't feel really real, it's so discreet.
sensation. There's something going on underground. Every time I look up, it's going high. And I put my eyes to the sky with a longing for that sweet heavenly by and by, by and by, by and by.
See you rising from the street. See you rising from the street. Obedient to the masses, watch that throne. Ghetto children frolicking in the green zone. A lot of people in the house, but they ain't got a home. See you rising from the street. See you rising from the street. And the big game is always on. Status updated, they ain't even gotta tap your phone. Hashtagging and bragging that collective growth. See you rising from the street. See you rising from the street.
Begin to wonder what's natural. A skin that doubt about what's factual. What is the aggregate? What is the actual? Will it be the strong or the weak? Who's the last to go?
See you rising from the street. See you rising from the street. See you rising from the street. Indigestion in the big machine. They play a dirty, turn around and got the nerve to try to tell you play cool. Poverty, paradox like a mean cuisine. See you rising from the street. See you rising from the street. Sometimes it's rough, sometimes it's clean. They got a digital dope for a new kind of thing. Standing in the red trying to chase that green. See you rising from the street. See you rising from the street.
Sickness really worse than a cure. We find security in the insecure. All kinds of opinions on what is tainted and what is pure. You could be sad or happy, but are you sure? Sooner or later, we find who and what will endure.
See you rising from the street. 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 See you rising from the street.
That was Dry Cleaning. All right, let's go to the panel to see if this track is going to get a shout-out. Joe, now you compared the first song to Gil Scott-Heron. What did you think of this particular one?
Cheryl, First Lady, they done stole everything. Everything is stolen.
They stole everything.
That whole background music and all of that sounds so similar to Morrison and the Doors, Riders on the Storm. Even his lyric over the top of it was the same as similar to Riders of the Storm. And then the lyrical content was more like, a theme taken from Curtis Mayfield, during the Black Power movement. It's a really good idea, and Sean Puffy Combs has made a whole career out of stuff like that. But I think you're late to that party, and there's not a political awareness out there. The new conscious movement ain't doing it like that. The first song was really good to me because it was nostalgic, but this one I'm going to have to give 2 thumbs down and mute it. You're stealing now. Stop it.
Okay. Dizzie Mac?
Well, since I was the only one that went against the grain, the first song, I listened to this one with a different ear. And it did remind me of yesteryear. Yeah, they may have stole some. But, Joe, this is what I looked at it as. Ronald and Ernie Isley. I thought it kind of had that little vibe to it. They were kind of trying, they were kind of trying to uplift. So I'm going to give them a yo, because they were uplifting the movement. So we're going to give it a yo first, lady.
All right, you're going to yo it. Ronald and Isley. All right, Roddy B. I don't know. For some reason, I wasn't feeling the Isley brothers. But anyway, Roddy B., what did you think?
A little bit with the guitar, but I'm going to give them a shout out. They stayed in their lane. They're not saying that. They say that they're a funk soul rock group. That's what they say they are, and being in that funk soul rock genre, there's some similarities. So that's kind of like a given. But I like how they mixed it together, and they had those kind of songs where if you're in a nice little club having a couple of cocktails, you'd enjoy them performing. They'd be like they wouldn't overshadow the evening, so you could still enjoy the company of that of the little sweetie and be entertained. So I'm giving them a shout out.
Okay, I'm going to shout it out myself. I actually like this song better than I did the first song. I only gave the first song a yo, but I actually compared them to War. To me, they had a little flavor of the group War. But I'm definitely going to shout it out, and I'm still trying to figure out what the title has to do with the song, Dry Cleaning, but I guess I'll have to figure that out later. Okay. Well, I didn't hear anything about no dry cleaning.
I was trying to get the image with the steam rising from the streets and early images of you're heading out and there's the big laundry place where they're doing the dry cleaning and you see all the steam rising from the place.
Okay.
So, in other words, I have no clue.
You have no clue. Okay, neither did I. All right, well, that's the end of the shout-out. If you like what you heard from Free Mason Jar, check them out at Free Mason Jar at bandpage.com. If you like what you heard or have
freemasonjar.bandpage.com.
Okay, Freemason. Okay, thank you. If you would like to be heard or have any comments, you can send your emails and tracks to panties@oldgrumpyradio.com. All right. It is time for the pick.
Whoa. Before you read these off, I demand a recount.
Yes.
You demand a recount? Yeah, I guess you should demand a recount. I have been the NFL champ 3 times. Will this be the year I am unseated? Not. And you heard Joe. Joe said he demands a recount. And the reason why Joe demands a recount is because Joe had a very, very bad week. Joe came in at minus 32,500 points.
Whoa!
Ouch! Ouch!
Dizzie Mac and I were tied with 15,000 points. Yeah, Joe, you said you were going to try to pick it up a notch. you really did go up a notch. You went, I don't know how many thousands back, because right now
did not work.
Dizzie Mac is leading at 66,550 points. I'm at 57,400 points, and Joe went crumbling down to 1,675 points, and Ronald is still at 4,650 points. But you know what, Joe? Don't worry. Producers will allow you to get back into this game because there's always points to make. All right, so let's get to the games. Texans versus the Colts. Texans versus the Colts. So we have 5,000 points per game. So see, Joe, you got a chance to get back into it now. So Texans versus Colts. All right, Joe, I'm going to go to you. Who do you have?
Jaguars.
That's just wrong.
Oh,
are you being funny on there, Ronnie B?
Yeah, I'm just here. I'm just going. Oh well. Hey, Jaguars.
I'm gonna stick to my homeboys and roll with the Texans.
All right, you're rolling with the Texans. Dizzie Mac?
I'm gonna roll with them Colts.
All right, I'm with Joe. I'm rolling with the Texans. Hasselback is kind of injured, so I don't know. And, I mean, the Texans was blown out, too, so this is going to be an interesting game. So I think the Texans needs it more than the Colts. All right, let's go to the Bears versus the Vikings. All right, I'll start off. I'm going to go with the Vikings. Dizzie Mac, you penciling in the Bears?
Oh, no, we're going to go with the Vikings.
Oh, wow, that's news. I see you dumping Jay Cutler and the Bears, and you're going with the Vikings. Okay, Joe.
The Vikings still have something to play for. The Vikings.
All right. The Dolphins versus the Chargers. Could be the last game in San Diego. Dizzie Mac, who do you have?
Phillip Rivers and the Chargers.
Okay, I'm with you. I'm going with Phillip Rivers and the Chargers. And Joe, who do you have?
Lamar Miller running every touchdown he needs to. Dolphins.
Oh, you have the Dolphins. All right. Joe going against the grain. So we got some interesting games this week. A lot of games really don't have any playoff, status here, but like the Lions versus the Saints, Dolphins versus the Chargers. That doesn't really have any playoff implications. All right.
Texans, Colts. That's for the AFC South. Bears versus Vikings. The Vikings are battling for their wild card spot.
I said the Dolphins versus the Chargers, Lions versus the Saints. Those two games really do not have any.
They're battling for number 10 for top 10 draft choices.
Okay. All right. So anyway, I'm going with
if they mess around and win, they drop out of that top 10.
All right. Well, I mean, both teams don't try to lose, so we'll see how that goes. I'm going to go with the Saints. They're playing the Superdome. They're usually good in the Superdome. Dizzie Mac, who do you have?
I'm going to go with the Lions because it's a dog.
All right. Joe, who do you have?
Jim Caldwell is looking like a man that's looking for a job, and I'm going to go with the Saints.
You're going with the Saints. Drew Brees. All right. The game of the week, the Broncos versus the Steelers. This is a tough one. I'm going to go with the Steelers. I mean, what can you say about the Steelers and Ben Roethlisberger? I mean, he's been really putting up some numbers. Joe, who do you have?
Steelers.
Dizzie Mac, who do you have?
We're rolling with the Steelers. What's up to my homeboy, D'Angelo Williams? Win Arkansas.
All right. Okay, let's get to the scoop. Which quarterback will throw the most interceptions? Jay Cutler or Big Ben? 10,000 for the correct answer, minus 5,000 for the incorrect answer. All right, I'm going to go with Big Ben. Joe, who do you have?
Is one of those guys named Cutler? Jay
Yes, his name is Jay Cutler. You still rolling with Jay Cutler?
Yeah, I got it. He's going to come back to me in a big way.
All right, so Jay Cutler. All right, Dizzie Mac.
Big Ben. Them has a good defense.
You got Big Ben. I'm with you on that one. Okay. Who will score more points? Tom Brady or the Steelers? 10,000 for the correct answer, minus 5,000 for the incorrect answer. This is a tough one. I'm going to go with the Steelers. Dizzie Mac, who do you have?
I'm going to go with the Steelers.
Joe, Tom Brady or the Steelers?
Tom Brady.
All right.
What?
Brady. Yeah, Brady. The New England's playing Tennessee, I believe. But anyway, I still think Tom really doesn't have that many targets to throw to anymore. Everybody's injured, so we'll see. Who will score more points? Carson Palmer or the Seahawks? 10,000 for the correct answer, minus 5,000 for the incorrect. All right, Joe. You going with Palmer or you going with the Seahawks?
Russell Wilson to Doug Baldwin. Seahawks.
All right, the Seahawks. I'm going with the Seahawks. Dizzie Mac, who do you have?
The Seahawks. They ballin'.
Okay. Which team will have more rushing yards? The Cowboys or the Broncos? 5,000 for the correct answer, minus 5,000 for the incorrect answer. Dizzie Mac.
Boy, it's a tough one.
Yes, it is a toughie. That's why you going
Broncos. The Broncos.
You have the Broncos, okay. I have the Cowboys. The Cowboys are playing the Jets, even though the Jets are very tough against the run. I think the Broncos, I forgot who they're playing. I think they're playing what? They're playing
Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh. Yeah. That's a tough one. I'm going to stay with the Cowboys. Joe, who do you have?
I'm going to go with the Broncos.
Okay.
What?
Go with the Broncos. Let's get to the upsets. The Raiders will upset Green Bay. 10,000 for the correct answer and minus 15,000 for the incorrect answer. I'm going to say no. The Raiders will not upset Green Bay. Dizzie Mac.
You know, I picked it last week.
Yes, you did.
No, they won't.
Yes.
They won't upset Green Bay.
You say no?
No.
All right, Joe?
They will not upset Green Bay.
I know. And look, and Dizzie Mac have his Nick, but you have your Nick patch. Your Nick, what's his name?
Fred Biletnikoff.
Fred, Nick, Lord. Fred Biletnikoff. Whatever his name is. It's so old. It was so old school. I forgot the man's name. But anyway, I thought you were Ryan Dodd with the Raiders. You got that pick last week, but I see you didn't pick them again this week. Okay. All right. The Cowboys will upset the Jets. No, that's my pick. There's 10,000 for the correct and a minus 20,000 for the incorrect. Joe.
The Cowboy fans will be upset if they do upset the Jets. We're going for draft picks now. Jets!
You say no, Dizzie Mac?
I say no.
Okay, you will say no. Washington will upset the Bills. 10,000 for the correct answer, minus 10,000 for the incorrect answer. I'm going to go with yes. Washington is playing to win that division, so they have their own fate in their hands. So definitely playing to win. Yes, Dizzie Mac.
No, the Bills.
All right, look, you lost last week going for those Bills. I guess you can't. I thought you would change your mind. The Eagles beat the Bills, so let's go, Joe. Who do you have?
No player plays as hard. No player plays as hard as a player for Rex Ryan when they're trying to save his job. The Bills.
Now,
Yeah.
last week, both of you picked the Bills, and I took the Eagles. Eagles won, so we'll see how we come.
Well, they were trying to save Chip's job, so it was a...
Yeah,
I don't think they was trying to save the job. They just won the game. All right, because they're still in it. They are still in it. All right, well, we'll see how we fare for next week. Before we go, it's time to find out what we didn't miss this week. And normally we miss things, but we want to tell the story of Xavion Dobson, the 15-year-old sophomore out of sophomore high school football player. He was killed as he shielded 3 girls from gunfire as 3 men went on a shooting spree in Knoxville, Tennessee. The girls shielded by Xavion were not hurt. This young man is a hero because he gave his life to protect these 3 girls. And Xavion's death was not in vain because the 3 assailants were arrested. Actually, one of them was killed from the injuries he sustained, and the other 2 were arrested. So our hearts go out to Xavion Dobson and his family, but he is known as a hero today.
Absolutely a hero.
Definitely.
Yeah,
Definitely.
heroic.
Yes.
All right.
This is Cheryl Smith and the crew, and you have been listening to Bras, Panties, and Sports.